Welcome to the social circle where creators come together to turn ideas into impact and goals into a reality. And today we are on part two of our social sit down with a creator that has been in the space for 13 years. She's managed over 150 brand deals. She's built a viral pet account, and she still struggles with platform growth. So do not miss part one if you didn't tune in last week. If you did, this is part two. And my name is Candace, and this is
Jennifer, and I'm so happy you guys are here. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you so much for spending your moments with us during this extra special podcast.
today's guest has so much experience influencer marketing. We are so excited to welcome Courtney Canfield.
Say, oh my God, have you tried this? It's so easy. When they know if they've actually done it, it's not easy. And it's
Right.
such a freaking lie when people say that kind of thing and it's deceiving. And I hate it.
The
You know,
deceit, that's what
this
I hated the most.
deceit,
Me
the
too.
Yeah,
dishonesty.
yeah.
No, it's not easy. And it's okay to say it's not easy. Not every if it's not easy, it doesn't make you a bad person.
Right.
If it
Oh,
means
yeah.
that you're trying something that's hard, right? Like it's okay if it's not the easiest thing. You're doing it though. And you can say, hey, look, I'm doing this thing and it's paying off. It's not easy, but here's what I did, right?
Mhm.
Like,
That's
what's
the
wrong with
epitome.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I,
I
I
love that you
think
said that.
I think nowadays people get so caught up in, well, how can I make money doing content? Right?
Hmm.
Like, how can I
Hmm.
just stay home all day and create content? Like these people, man, it's a lot of damn work. It's a lot
It's
of
so
damn
much work.
work.
So much work.
So
And it
much
doesn't
work.
mean
And
it's gonna work either.
it's
Like,
amen. And
especially
especially
if you're
if you
creating
ask,
from like a desperation, a place of desperation, right? If
yes.
you're creating because like
Yep.
"This is my last shot, like before I have to go to McDonald's, like that is not going to put you in your creative flow. And
No.
I was just writing a post about this, a scarcity mindset post about like creativity and how it zaps your creativity and how it like killed my creative business for like a year and a half. And I went back to corporate and it was the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you're creating from a space of like absolute desperation, you're not going to get anywhere. Like people know when
Yeah.
the content is like
Yep.
desperate. So,
If the bills have to get paid, don't try doing social media
mm-mm,
expecting to get paid because
no.
that's not the way to do it. Get a job, work
Right.
on the bills that you need
Mhm.
to stay alive every day, and
Yes.
then do this at nighttime in your in between times, and
Yep.
then it'll pay off in the long run. The long run. This is a long
Right.
game, guys.
Long
This is
game.
not a expect to go viral in 24 hours from hitting post. That
Yeah.
will
And
not
even if you
happen.
do, it's not going to matter anyways. So
No.
Exactly.
No, it's not
Yes.
gonna
nine times
matter.
out of 10.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say like, "Oh, well then I won't have time to do it." I'm like, "That's the point. You have to want to do it so
Yeah.
hard to make it work that
Yep.
you are going to do it in the evenings after your job. That you will sacrifice your weekends that you could go to like, do your girlfriend's bachelorette or whatever. You stay home, create content. Or you
Yep.
don't and you realize that you're making that trade-off. Like
Yeah.
it is not going to be easy and people make it seem like it's so easy. And I hate that
Me
because it's
too.
again, it's okay if it's hard. What's wrong with that? But people
Right.
know it's hard when they go
If
into
it was easy, everybody be doing it.
yeah.
If it was easy, people, you know how many people, I mean, you've been around for 13 years. I know you've
Yeah.
seen a lot of people come and go. Jennifer and I have only been doing it 3. And we
Yeah.
were just talking with Shannon McKinstry about this, but like
I love her too.
I love her too. People that have come and go just in the 3 years,
Oh
some
yeah.
people will message us and
Mhm.
be like, wow, look at everything you've done. Like my sister, who, long story short, but when I started this whole journey because of those people that were doing this scammy crap, I was like, okay, I'm just going to test every single way to make money online. One of those was OnlyFans, started a big fight with my sister, blah, 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 whatever. Old news. So, anyway, she had texted me and was like, wow, I can't believe like this is what you were trying to do. Like, I didn't get it, but now
Mhm.
I do. Like stuff like that is so. is those small wins that you have
Yeah.
to celebrate when you're doing this. Because if you don't celebrate the small wins,
Yes.
one
Yes.
sad little comment is
Yeah.
gonna
Just
set you off the rails.
totally.
Truthfully.
Yes. And yes, I was talking about this the other day, and hold on a second. Can I help
Mhm.
you? Are you
Rambo,
do you want
Rambo, pop him up there. Let's say hi to Rambo.
you want to say hi
Oh
here?
no.
Oh God, I don't have a long story.
Okay,
There he is. I,
Hi.
I
Rambo.
see you.
It's a little blurry, but
Hi, Rambo.
oh,
Adorable.
he is just coming up here. He's just sitting here like, Mom, time for me to get my medicine. And he loves that because he gets treats
Oh,
at the same time. So,
I was gonna say it's probably like a treat or cheese.
yeah.
What's your biggest struggle right now with building your new account? Knowing everything you know.
Yeah, it's the struggle is knowing that I'm producing valuable content and no one's seeing it. Um, I
biggest. Yep.
and in the beginning I was like, wow, is this even going to be worth it? And after a while I was like, you know what, it's going to be worth it because at some point I'm going to be gaining a lot of followers and then I'm going to have this library of content.
Right.
And that's fine.
Exactly.
Perfect.
You know,
Perfect.
and it has already helped me land a very lucrative client. I'm freelancing now. So
Mhm.
Awesome.
it helped me land.
Congrats.
Thank you. It got the attention of another brand that I've been wanting to work with forever. And they were like, no, we don't want to hire you as a content creator right now. We want to hire you full time. And it was like, no, that's not going to happen because I'm not
Right.
going back to corporate. But I am happy to help you out with your influencer program part time for all this money. You never know who's watching, right? Like, you never know.
And
So,
that's like the best example, people. If you didn't catch it, she just got a deal because she
yeah,
started posting content about something she knows.
yes, exactly. Because I decided to be mouthy about the fact that influencer marketing platforms, most of them are absolute shit.
Oh,
Mm.
fakers.
Yes. I released an ebook last year about influencer marketing platforms. There are a lot of good ones. There are a
Mm,
lot of terrible ones.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I was promoting it on Threads like back in January, and the client that I have now, who is building her own influencer marketing platform, was like, how am I going to figure out what other platforms are like? Because like I can't sign up for these platforms as a brand because the terms of service say that you can't steal from, whatever. She
Right.
was like, how am I going to get a perspective from, and she saw my thread, like literally right there. And so she bought my ebook and then she hired me. So I'm helping her like build this platform
Wow.
because I have all this insight and all this complaining that I've done about these other platforms. And people are like,
Right.
hey, it's not just complaining, it's valuable information, right? You don't never know who's watching.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I don't
That's
know
a
what your question was, but maybe I got
Well, let's go. Let's just. It was. I want to go back to this 80. What brands? Partnerships?
82
Who you
influencer marketing
calling
platform.
out and where is it?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great question.
Where
So
do people find it?
it's an ebook or it's a guide. And I started this whole thing off by doing a digital download, which I don't recommend doing, by the way. Like, don't start your social media, like your new social media page that you just started and you have no idea what you're doing by creating a digital download that takes you 4 months to write. Like, don't do that
Oh,
mm,
because it's the other way around.
yeah.
Do a digital download, but like do it after you've figured out how to promote it
yeah.
or have the
Oh,
full form.
me.
So and I
Me.
have a Rambo platform, but like it doesn't really convert. So but yeah, I wrote this ebook. It took me 4 months of my life to write because I was researching and going on to all these platforms and using each one as a content creator. I have experience as a marketer using platforms, of course, because I worked it too.
Right.
So having that perspective has given me a better understanding of what I'm looking for as a creator when I'm on one of these platforms and just like as a person, because like some of these
Right.
are so bad, but some of
Yeah.
them
So,
aren't terrible. So,
but these are the platforms, just to basic break it down. These are things that if you're a content creator and
mhm.
there's no follower amount on some of these, right?
Yeah, most of them, like you can sign, especially the UGC ones, you don't need a follower count or like a follower minimum.
But this
Um,
is just more ways for you to make money as a content creator. Like that's the other
mhm.
thing that bugs the crap out of me is when the people are trying to just push a course, push. I'm like, you realize there's 100 million other things you could be doing, right? Like,
No. And if you're a content creator and you want to make money and you're not on platforms, that's a big gap in your money-making toolbox, so to speak.
Yes.
It's not going to be your end all be all. And no one should ever just rely on platforms. They should be reaching out to brands. They should be, checking their spam box and their email. They should be doing a bunch of other things. But platforms are where I, as a content creator, have made the most money. I can make 5 figures working on platforms. Like, it's really not as terrible as some people make them seem. Though I will say there are some really terrible ones out there that you want to avoid. And I make sure, like, I go through that in this ebook, and just, explain what's going on with this platform, why you don't want to use this. Like, some platforms actually charge creators to be on them. And if they're charging you anything, you need to run away, because that means that they
Right.
don't have the clients who are paying them to use the platform to find the creators. And so if they're charging you, that you're not going to be getting anything for it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
See, I've noticed that because I looked at a few, not as many as you for sure. I think I even sent you one that I was like, "Have you ever heard of this?" Because if you haven't heard of it, I'm not emailing them
And
back.
I mean, I will not say like I know all of them, but like I at one point I was like, I have to stop. Like I have to, I need to draw a line, because it was four
Right.
months of my life, guys. 4 months.
Wow.
And this was before like Chat GPT was helpful with anything. So I'm telling, like,
Right.
Oh,
I was writing everything myself. And
wow.
I mean, it was a great exercise, sure. But it was 4 months of my life. It was after I'd been laid off my last job. And I was like, I'm not going back to corporate, so I'm just gonna do this, I guess. So, but
Right.
it was a lot. So I had to draw a line. So there's a lot that aren't in there, but I tried to put the most popular ones that people talk about the most. So you know what you're dealing with. So
How many brands are in there total? Or how
brands
many
or platforms, 80,
platforms are in there?
82.
82. And
Mhm.
then how many are on your negative list? Or like the don't touch these if you're
At
guessing.
least half of them. Well, okay,
Wow.
the don't touch are probably a quarter. Half of them probably have something bad about them,
Yeah.
like
Wow, that's crazy.
that you should watch out for. Like, there's one platform I'm thinking of right now that is a pet creator platform. Like, you wouldn't be on there unless you are very like pet centric. And it has a lot of great brands, but it's so slow, and it charges you like 10% of your fee, that, whatever your fee is, it takes 10% of your fee and, back to the platform, which is very not good. But
Right.
it's one of those things where you're like, okay, if I want to work with this brand, I might have to do this because I can't find it anywhere else. So
Yeah.
yeah.
They
A
need to
bunch of
hire you to do better marketing for themselves.
Oh my God. And this one platform, like, their logo and website hasn't been updated since 2012, I swear to God. So it's so
Good
bad.
Lord.
Yeah, so bad.
yeah, some of them are bad. But a lot of them, like some of them don't even have products that I
Oh yeah.
recognize.
No, no. Like, and I'm telling you, the ones that you see having things like AI tools for like AI illustrations, like they have a bunch of like extra stuff on the platform for creators. It's all just like shiny things to keep you there because their brands are crap, right? So I posted a video a few weeks ago. Every few weeks, few weeks I tried to do a creator crew collab report where I outline some of the best paid collaborations on the platforms that I frequent the most and post it on my channels. And some people were like, oh my God, that's amazing. And they go apply. And I was going through some of the top platforms that I use, and I was like, I'm going to throw in a new one. So I looked at later.com, right? We all know later.com. They were
Yeah.
very big for the social like scheduling tool, etc. And then they started moving into the influencer kind of space, and they have their own marketplace on
Mm.
their platform, which is free
Hmm.
for creators to access. But it's so bad that I was like,
Really?
yeah, really bad. It's really bad.
Not would have thought of that.
Yeah. So I made a video about how bad it was.
Oh God.
I was
I
like,
have to look.
and I'll send you the link because it was so
Send me
bad.
the link so I can put it in the show notes, please.
Yeah.
Because
It
yeah,
was,
we'll put that out there so everybody can see it.
and I tried not to be mean. Like, I really, but I'm also not going to not be honest. And it was really bad. And it's clear that they have not put the influencer user experience at the forefront of like anything. So I posted it on Instagram, YouTube,
Mhm.
TikTok, and LinkedIn. And I tagged them on LinkedIn. And I was like, am I prepared to girl boss this far, like this close to the sun?
Yeah.
And it worked. It got their attention, and a bunch of people watched it. It was funny. I was in the LinkedIn analytics, and it was like the top people who watched this video
Oh,
work it
wow.
later. And I was like, oh my God. But I ended up talking to someone on their product team about the platform,
Amazing. That's
and
awesome.
which was cool. And I think,
That's standing 10 toes down on an opinion. When you stand like when you are like, no, this is what I think, and you
yeah.
can stand there regardless of what somebody's gonna say.
And I mean,
Look
like,
at
she
how
was great. She was wonderful. Shout out to Chelsea at Later. She was awesome. But she took me through like what happened and how they got there. And I'm like, I love this context, but it doesn't. It's
It
still,
doesn't translate.
so who knows? That might turn into a consulting opportunity. It might not. But regardless, I love standing on those kind of things, like because there's no way around it. It's terrible, and no one's talking about it, and no one's
yeah,
talking about how creators deserve better. So,
And that's an exact example of how you can assert yourself with a brand that you could connect to and again get a deal from, hopefully in the future. Like that's all of your experience. That is amazing. I love hearing that information because that is so, that alone right there is just, I think a lot of the times people get very one very tunnel vision about what they can do online. And they only see certain things because that's what their algorithm is doing, that's what they're searching. They don't think outside that huge wonderful box called their brain and actually say, "Well, what else could I do with all this knowledge that I have?" And right there was a perfect example. You roasted some company on how poorly they're doing something, and then you came at them open-minded with suggestions, creativity, otherwise. And then
yeah.
you're possibly going to have something. I'm sure you will because that's already amazing. And I'm like, I want to hire you for
If not
myself.
from them, maybe another platform will be like, damn, we
And
don't want her
that's
to roast us. Like,
Yes,
right.
that's the thing. And that could become a new series for you is just strictly roasting these companies and these brands and saying, I don't want to work with you. I
Calling
want to
them out.
help you. Yeah, call
mhm,
them out for their poor marketing, and how you can utilize what you know. Like that's an amazing thing that you're doing. And that's something that builds community too, because we're watching, we're listening, we're
Yeah.
seeing that that's your knowledge space. And we're like, I want to know what she knows. So
Who's
now I
Courtney
need
going
to
after
reach
this
you.
week?
yeah.
Yeah,
Who's
who's
Courtney
Courtney
People
going
gonna
love the
after?
tea. They love the tea piping
They
hot.
do. That's amazing. I love that you brought that up. And that's just an example, guys. That's like infinity ways to reach the answer of zero. This is the example that you got to remember is that there are
Yeah.
so many options.
Mhm.
It's your only limit is your own creativity.
Yeah, yeah,
Amen.
definitely. And I mean,
Amen.
one other thing that I have been really intentional about is creating content that is so true to me that I didn't get inspiration elsewhere. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, if I see a video in my feed, I'm like, oh, I would love to redo that. I'm like, is that so true to me that it feels like native in my head? Like, does that make sense? Like,
It does.
I am
It does.
trying to be so me and not like let's say I saw someone else do a roast platform roast video. I was like, "Oh, I'd have to make sure that if I want to do it too is something that I feel like I could do without having inspiration from them. Like it would come I don't know if that's making sense, but like in the beginning when I started this page specifically, I was trying to like use someone else's strategy or trying to do someone else's thing. Like, oh, here's a good example. I am the most long-winded person ever, and I'm sure you've realized that. And when it comes to writing, I am the most long-winded person ever. I will cram text into a carousel and I will just squish it in there. And like, I know that there's a limit where I'm just like, okay, I need to like shorten this up. But there are other people that are like, oh, just put one sentence on a carousel and like you'll be done in 20 minutes. And I'm like, no, I want dense carousels. And for like 6 or 7 weeks, I was pushing myself to be very brief. And it wasn't true to me because I am like this and I will never change. And I just accepted the fact that carousels, one, are going to take me 100 million years to make because I'm writing a literal blog post and putting it in there.
Right.
Two, I am not a brief person and I will never be. And it's okay if my carousels have like 800 characters on a slide and it's 20 slides, because you know what? That is what I want to do. So,
Amen.
I mean, it like, so if, and that's why the shorter carousels, the briefer stuff where it was just like, hot takes, like what, it didn't feel like me and it was tanking. So I ended up like removing all of them from my page because it was so bad.
Oh,
And
wow.
it wasn't me. So,
Right.
I don't know if that made any sense, but
It
like,
makes
Oh, no, it
perfect
does.
sense.
No, it does.
I love everything you said because we have both struggled and said these same things out loud. And it's anybody out there listening that's trying to do this. This is there are seasons, and sometimes you're
Mhm,
going to feel like you want to give up, and others days you're going to feel like you know everything there is to know, and other days you're trying to copy people. But I mean, genuinely, it's about being yourself
mhm,
because
I think,
you can do it for 13 years if you weren't being
yeah,
yourself.
I think
mm.
what
That's not
the
true. That's not true.
I
But
don't think I could.
I will explain what I like. I have gone through many different seasons of
yeah,
learning who I am, right? If Here's the thing, if you don't know who you are, it's okay to go on that journey with your content to figure it out.
yeah,
I tried to like mimic other creators for like, there was a time where I was so tapped out of ideas and I was like, I have to post content. What am I going to do? So I would try to mimic other creators and I try to like change up my visual content style. Again, I'm writing a post about this right now and it's like this long. So I will share it
You need a
with
blog,
after.
girl.
Right? I know. I really just I do. But I like, as you learn who you aren't, you're still learning who you are as long as you keep going, right? Like I
Right.
knew that these trends and these short form whatever and these hot takes like weren't me and it just felt weird, but I had to go through that process.
hmm,
Like it's okay if you don't know, but as long as you keep going. Like
Yeah.
that's the goal. And if you are trying out different things, like it's kind of like going shopping. You're trying on a shirt and you're like, oh, it fits, but it feels a little weird. Or like
Mhm.
this color makes me look like, I don't know, a sickly Victorian era child. Like whatever it is, it doesn't fit right. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you don't have to get it right the first time or the 50th
yeah.
time or the 100th time.
2000th time.
And you
But
are
it's so
not. It's okay.
true.
So,
It's all a journey and it's all a test.
hmm,
Like
yes.
it's all whether people want to believe it or not. Like you're posting a piece of content, that's a test to see if
Hmm.
anybody likes it or not. That's the
I
Yeah.
first
think
test.
I think the back end of it's all a test is you need to also study what you're testing so that
Hmm.
you know what works well and then you can repeat it. And that's
Yes.
basic marketing is that
Yes.
Don't be like
if
my
it
kids
hit
and not study
well,
for tests.
Hmm.
if it hit well the first time, go
Hmm.
back and try it again. Try it
Yep.
again 100 more times to find out exactly what it was that did so well. And
And
that's the
if
thing
it
that people
doesn't,
don't do.
yes,
Scrap it
yes,
if it doesn't.
exactly. Exactly. And
That
if
was
it,
my problem in the beginning is I never stopped to say, why did that one do better than that one?
oh,
And how do I
interesting.
make it again? It
Yeah.
took me a
Interesting.
very long time to go through that
Huh.
process.
You were just moving so fast. You're like, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. I can't look back. Gotta keep going.
Got to create
Yes.
new content every day, three
Hmm.
times a day. Like
Yeah.
that
That
was
was our
my
belief.
journey.
That was something that we were hearing in the communities we were a part of, me and Candace. And that was something that we were like, it doesn't feel right. Like, what are
Yeah.
we doing that we could be doing different from what they're saying? It doesn't
Mhm.
sound right. It doesn't feel good to
Yeah.
have
No.
to constantly recreate the wheel every time.
Right?
And I
Yes.
just came out of the military after 21 years. The last thing I want to do is be like everybody else.
Right?
Like I want to
Yes.
be myself and I
Yeah.
want people to like me for me and I don't
Hmm.
have to be anybody that I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
So like it's a mindset though.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a
Oh,
mindset.
totally. Totally. As someone who grew up as a very insecure child, teenager, and college student, like it took me a long time to get to where you are now. Like it took me so long. And I think especially now with all these, Gen Zers growing up with social, it might take them even longer or not at all. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But like it's okay if you're trying content that you're like, oh, this really feels like me, and it doesn't land. Like it will feel like the biggest, this is the one idea that I had. It will feel like the biggest like rejection when
Yeah.
piece of content that you are like, this feels like this, man, this shirt feels really good. Like it fits and like I love the color and like, oh, the texture is amazing. And it doesn't say hand wash. That's awesome. Like this feels good. And then you get no attention for it.
Right.
That's okay. You
Yeah.
can
Oh
wear it
yeah.
again.
Oh
You
yeah.
can
Yep.
wash it and wear it again to wherever you want to go.
Yep.
And if it doesn't work the next time, like put something else on with it, right? Like it's
Add the accessory.
add the accessories or like go out on a date instead of like to the grocery store. Like
Change
Yeah.
your
think of
shoes.
right?
Yeah.
Like
The
shoes,
testing. Yeah.
right?
What
Yes.
what else felt good and then try
Yes.
something new.
Yes. Just
That's
because
such
you're
a
wearing a
great
black shirt doesn't
that
mean
is a
like you can't dress it up.
brilliant analogy though.
I do love that.
I
That's a very
literally
good
just
way.
came up with that. So
It's
I don't know.
brilliant.
Use
You
it.
guys inspired me.
It's brilliant. I mean,
I love
I
it.
I want to respect your time. We're doing really good, but I do want to end with one more question.
Sure.
Besides people getting your book that's got literally 82
Influencer
82
platforms, yep.
brand platform or not brand platforms, but platforms
Influencer
where you
platforms.
can work with brands as a
Hmm.
creator through many different styles, photos, videos. Some of them you don't even have to post to your social media. Am I right?
Hmm. Yes. Oh, yeah.
So, besides
Faceless, yeah.
your amazing guide that you devoted 4 months of your life to put together, right? If somebody is out there listening right now and they're like wanting to get a brand deal, what's the one piece of advice besides getting your book?
And
Because
if
we
they've
definitely want
never
them to do
had
that
brand
too.
deals before, or if they're just in a lull, because that could be two different answers.
I think we speak to both audiences, so let's start out with if it's a brand new experience for somebody who's never tried, but they want to
Yeah.
know how.
Sure. Yeah. I would say explore UGC opportunities, especially if you're new to content creation and you either don't have any brand partnerships under your belt or you don't have the audience to post to your own channels. UGC, which really should be called CGC, Creator Generated Content, but that's a different discussion entirely. You don't post to your own channels. And there are a lot of platforms that let you sign up with 0 followers. And you
And there's a
can,
lot of them that you don't even have to use products. Like there's like
mhm,
you can use your own personal videos as UGC. I've done that
yes.
twice now, right,
Yep.
Jennifer? Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
platforms, like there was one where it just asked me for a photo of my dog and cat together. I was like, okay, cool, easy enough.
Easiest thing ever. Cha-ching.
Right?
50
Easiest
bucks.
thing ever. So that's a great way to do it. And then build a portfolio. Again, you don't have to have a gazillion followers, but you need to show technique and you need to show that you can
Mhm.
follow a brief. That's
Yeah.
the thing. There's a lot of creators that when they start working with brands, they get up all in their business. They're like, oh, okay, this is going to be so easy. And then they don't read the brief and that just everything falls
Super
apart.
off topic.
Yes, yes, exactly. So I would say that is a great place to start. And if you're in a lull right now, like, and you've worked with brands and it's just, I mean, it's a dry season for you, like, it's just, it happens, right?
Mhm.
So create content about products in your house that you use and love every day and tag the brands. Not so the brands can repost your content for free, not because we're not doing that anymore, but tag the brands and be like, hey, look, I genuinely love this. And
Yeah.
then, sorry, that's my dog's alarm for meds, but we can do 5 more minutes. Um, uh, you show that you genuinely love that brand and product, then you can reach out to them. Then you can be
Yeah.
like, hey, I've posted about you and I
Yeah.
already have this product and I want to create content for you as
Mhm.
part of your influencer program or as part of like a UGC opportunity, like whatever it is. Thing is, like, you can't just sit back and wait for brands to come to you. Yes, sometimes they will, but it's not the proactive way to do things, right? So it's important to be able to go out and just find the brands that you love and create content just organically and then tell them like, hey, look, I've already done this, so
Yeah.
not work with me. So yeah.
That's a
I
great
love that.
point. That's a great point because a lot of people don't think about that. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't think about we talked a few weeks ago, Jennifer, if you remember, I was like, you guys need to have product placement.
Oh
Like
yeah.
just throw some throws if you're cooking something, put whatever in the back product placement. So now they're all like thinking about where they can place it in their video.
I love it.
That
I love
that
it.
natural
I mean,
that natural inclination to grab the Stanley, make sure the label's facing forward on the camera.
Right?
right.
Or I mean, like you can also say like, hey, these are five unsponsored products that I want to recommend to you. And then
Yeah,
it's like authentic, right? Because people are like, oh, she's not getting paid for this. And
Right.
then you can go to the brand and be like, hey, look, I talked about this already. And
yeah,
people loved it. They want more. So yeah.
Well, it's just like you said, was it in the very beginning? They didn't want you. They wanted Rambo because of the like followers and
Yeah.
then
Because they
vain
were weird. Like
vanity metrics, right?
they were
If
just
you
very, it was like, oh, shiny things. She did what? That's wild. And just yeah.
right. But like they never would have had you not started that, had you not been promoting Rambo, like you
right.
wouldn't have been in that position to even have that conversation.
Isn't that
So it's
wild?
like those little things like that because some people are out there posting 3 times a day or 3 times a week or whatever their level of consistency is, right? They're out there posting and they're frustrated and they're like, what am I doing this for? Why am I wasting all this time putting all these together? But if you do those little things like the product placement and
Mm-hmm.
tagging the brand, like those are all tiny little extra steps.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Yes.
going like the old spend 10 minutes on TikTok before you post and
Yeah.
10 minutes after and blah blah blah. Like it's the same thing. It's just from a different level. So
Yeah,
that's great
be
advice.
thoughtful about your content. It doesn't have
Yeah,
to all come down to strategy. Like strategy without good creative is bleh. It's like it's
Yeah.
useless, right?
yeah,
So as long as you're putting you into the content and you make something that you want to watch, like if you're making stuff that you don't want to watch, you don't want to scroll through, it's not going to work, right?
Yeah.
oh
So
yeah.
that's a huge part of it too. So yeah.
Yeah. That was twice people told me, I just don't believe you. Like when I asked them to look at my content to like review my speaking videos in the
Hmm.
very beginning, it was like, I just don't believe you. And then I watch it now and I'm like, I wouldn't believe my ass either. Like I had no idea what I was doing. I was not
It,
confident.
Yeah.
yeah, it felt too forced because
Yeah.
Hmm.
you lack that confidence, like you just said. And I think that's a big beginner fear. Is it's that whole thing. It's the mindset behind it all. Is that I don't have that confidence to speak on what I know, so I'm just
Hmm.
going to try anything. And I think that's I love everything you've said today. I feel like we're like soul twin sisters that we've
Oh,
never met.
I love
I
it.
feel like you guys are too, Jennifer. Everything she said, I'm like, that's
You've
Jennifer.
described me to a T, and I've never met you before. And
I want to thank you so much. We'll do our
Yes.
little
yes, thank
spiel.
you.
Thank you so much, Courtney.
I
Thank
love
you.
this.
This
Thank
was so
you.
much fun. Let's do it again. I mean,
Oh
we
my
have
Of
gosh, we would
course.
love to have
more
you
stuff.
back. We would love to. And I'm going to put all of the things that we talked about in the show notes to include your guides because you
Cool.
have more than one. I'll
And
Yes.
put
you
that
do you
information
have
in.
a
Also, I do not have a podcast. I really should though,
you
because again,
should.
the long-winded thing.
Yeah, better than a
Yes.
blog. Get that podcast started. We'll
Yeah,
link it up
Yeah.
here.
Hey.
I really need to. So at some point, as
This
once
was
I'm
great.
done with all my long carousels, like
Yeah.
I appreciate you being
You
here today.
you
This
could
was
just speak
amazing.
those too, though. That would be
You
the whole
could.
podcast, you reading off your
see?
carousel.
So
Yeah, you
smart. I
could.
like that.
Scripted,
Who's the
all of it
one?
done.
Oh
Planned.
gosh. Anyways, thank you, thank
Oh,
you, thank you.
Just want to give you guys that reminder that we all need, I know I need it, is that the work matters. Every little thing that you do, every small step that you take will definitely get you to that larger result that you're hoping for at the end. If you are wanting a free profile audit, we would love to go over your content with you to help you kind of figure out maybe where you're stuck, where you might need a little bit more help. Want to give a shout out again to our guest speaker today. Thank you so much. It was a great episode. I really loved everything that you had to say and all of your insights. And if you want to come back for our next social sit down, make sure that you are following us. Myself, Jennifer Radilak over here, and Candace over here at Just the Blended Wells on Instagram. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave us a review, let us know how we're doing, if we're answering your questions or not. If you have questions that you want answered, please leave it in the comments below. And if it isn't up to you and you have a friend who's interested in doing anything like this, make sure you share this episode with them and they definitely need to hear it. Have a great one, everybody, and we hope to see you on the next one.